It's our first show of the year, Fitzy.
It is.
It's our first show.
2025.
I know. Good morning, everybody. And of course, it is Positive Tuesday today. Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you're watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the outside and on the inside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today. See what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, and good morning, Molly. Holy cow, Molly Perrin's up early this morning. If she's up early, she must have questions.
That's right. What can we do for you?
Yeah. And Dirk Miller, good morning. By the way, Dirk, I didn't even ask him if this is all right. I figured I'll just ask for forgiveness instead of permission. So, as everyone knows, that you and I, we can get people jobs, we connect people. That's just what we do here on the show.
Right.
When you were off one day, a couple weeks ago, Brian Cole filled in for you. And anyway, they ended up talking, and Brian's really into photography as well, and skipping. They were like having a conversation like during the show. It was like, okay, my show, folks. You guys just talk later. But we connected them, and because Brian is an amateur, I think he's beyond amateur photographer. But I saw this photo of Brian Cole and Dirk.
Wow.
On Brian's thing. He went up. I assume, I don't know if that's, actually let us know, Dirk. Is that your place or is that Brian's? I'm not really sure, but he went up there.
He's got a radio and all the computer.
Yeah, I think it is. But apparently they met so Dirk could start teaching him more on photography. So how cool is that? Two of my favorite people. We've connected. That's what we do here on the show.
That's what. If you need a job, you call us.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And good morning, Sharon.
We should get a cut of something. We should try to make some money.
We should. Hope you both had a great Christmas, a wonderful year. Yep. Yeah, it was at his place. Okay, got it. Yeah, but that was pretty cool. All right, so I don't have any graphics for the sports stuff. There's several things I want to talk about real quick before we get into some other things. First, did you watch the Bears-Packers game?
I did.
Yeah.
That was you never leave time on the clock. I mean, people can kick field goals from anywhere, so.
Well, the Packers.
And if you're a Packer fan, up and down.
My goodness, they really kind of they deserve to lose that, and so we actually went over. We were invited. Brian Melton and his wife Mavis invited Drew and I over for the game. They're Packers fans, and we're not. We're Bears fans, but invited us over to watch the game and to he made steaks and ribs. It was just a great great afternoon. But when I went there, I'm like, understand, the only way the Bears are going to win this is if the Packers lose. Because the Bears just aren't good enough to, and holy cow, that's exactly what happened.
Right.
The Packers lost that game. The Bears didn't necessarily win it, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, they kicked the field goal, though.
Kicked the field goal. Yeah, I was paying attention to the stats, and at halftime, the Bears had 15 total yards, and they were winning.
Wow.
It was bad. All right, let's move to college football playoffs. We have Ohio State at Texas and Notre Dame at Penn State. I think those games are tomorrow or this week sometime, Thursday. Who do you want to see in the championship game, which I think is going to be on Monday? Do you want to see Ohio State versus Texas? I mean, those two play. So which one to win, and then Notre Dame, Penn State. But really, what do you want to see? Who?
I think Notre Dame, Ohio State would be the game to
watch.
Be the best college football.
I think so
I want
too.
Notre Dame to win, have the independent school win it all, and not part of a conference, and
that's good.
All that.
That's good.
All that.
Well, Bonnie's finally, of course, from Arizona. The only time she ever comments is when she's in Arizona.
Just to rub it in.
Of course. Good morning, Bunny. I miss seeing her in the chat. Yeah, I agree. I think Ohio State and Notre Dame would be the best game for college football and make it the best game on Monday night. Because honestly, Penn State, Texas, who cares? All right. Another thing, because we have, I want to get to your Packers-Eagles prediction, but first, I just saw this morning on the news, not like SportsCenter. There's a new golf league, and it starts tonight on ESPN. It's TGL. I don't know what that stands for. Probably something golf league. I think Tiger Woods is behind this or a part of this.
And Rory.
And Rory, yeah, and it's simulated. What? Did you see this?
I did see it. I'm gonna watch it. It'll be like you said. It's something new. I like new stuff.
Yes, you do.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting. The mindset behind the golfer. I think that's what's important. So
Yeah, they're going to be all mic'd up, and it's like basically those golf simulators where you hit it off the, something, and it just hits a screen. But the screen is 24 times the size of of the normal screen. It's going to be at SoFi Stadium, which is like where the Chargers and the Rams play. Yeah, and you can even hit out of the sand and out of the rough. It looks so neat. So, all right, I'll be texting you throughout the what game?
It's all done in 2 hours too. The whole thing.
Ooh, even better. I can still go to
There'll
bed
probably
on
be
time.
87 commercials, but they'll be all done in 2 hours.
That's all right. Well, I'm looking forward to watching it, and everyone should check it out. TGL. It's like simulated golf, but all the regular golfers are. It's like teams of 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it.
We'll
Packers, Eagles. Who do you have?
Well, I think the Eagles are going to win. I mean, the Eagles are pretty good. I mean, they're pretty unstoppable. Barkley's pretty good. I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles on that one too. Is Jordan Love? Because I know he didn't play the second half. Is he?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at all. Is
he
injured?
I think he's playing, but I don't think Watson is. I think Watson's hurt.
Yeah, I did see that one.
So
All right.
I think the problem.
So as far as you know, Jordan Love's playing?
Yeah, he will. He'll have to. Or
Kinda
they
has
really
to.
won't.
Kind of has to.
You have to suck it up and play.
Suck it up. That's what we do.
Suck
All
it
right.
up.
We've got some actually important things to talk about. We'll get to in 15 seconds after a word from Spooner Health.
Spooner Health, compassion is at the center of everything we do. It's rooted in who we are and why we're here. It unites us as providers, neighbors, and as a community. Learn more at spoonerhealth.com.
Hey, before we get into a couple of other things, we put a press release up yesterday from Governor Tony Evers. Our headline was Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers advocates for binding ballot measures in 25-27 budget. So the plan would enable voters to propose new state laws and constitutional amendments without legislative approval. We don't usually get into a lot of politics on the show, but sometimes if it's just something we just want to talk about. When you read that, what was your first reaction?
Well, I see, what he said. I seen what Romaine said. It was, this not the way to start the year off with this big fight, but that's what they do in Madison is fight with each other. So, he's saying if you want to do it through constitutional amendments, then we should be able to do it all the time. And I don't know. What are we paying our legislatures for then? If they should be in office every day of the year or every week of the year. They should be in and make some decisions. And that's been, you and I have said that from the beginning. If they're in office more, they can get more laws passed and we'll be fine.
I agree. Obviously, the press release or the article we put was a press release. So when it's a press release from a politician, it's meant to be favoring their view. But I remember even reading it, and that was my first impression. Like, I'm reading this from the governor's office, and I'm even going, what's going on now? I don't know if that's a good idea.
Right.
It was just kind of interesting. I mean, I think there's some good to it. I think they're in concept. But it does feel a little bit like it's circumventing the entire process, right? We're not an actual democracy. We're a republic. We don't make the decisions. We elect people to make the decisions. There's some virtue to it, but I think it's very dangerous. And also, let's face it, this is dead on arrival. It's not going anywhere, ever. Or at least not this year.
And to the point that someone made on Facebook, I think I read it, is the people in Milwaukee and Madison will be making decisions for all of Wisconsin.
Well, there's
because
that
if
too.
we're going to go on strictly on votes, we know that they have more votes than Northwest Wisconsin. So if we don't want something here, that's why we have legislatures. Let's let them do our job, and we'll be fine.
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, there is that. I don't know, though. I think if there's anyone that is my guess, just my guess, if there is someone that feels like this is a good idea, I'm going to guess that the majority of those people, it's because they either like Governor Evers or they do not like the Republican legislature. And I would caution them because there is a path where in 2 years from now, the Senate could be under Democrat control, and in 4 years, the Assembly. And we could have a Republican governor at that point, so it could be like flip-flopped. So again, just be careful if you're saying it just because Evers, yay, and Republican legislature, boo. Well, that's not going to last forever.
Right.
So just be careful.
And we always create a pretty good balance in Wisconsin, but they need to be in office more and down in Madison more, doing more stuff and more time in office and not take the summer off. And
no kidding.
They need to be there. We're at our jobs every day. They need to be at their job every day.
Well, I mean, I have a hard time disagreeing with you on that, but I guess what would it take to do that? I mean, I literally don't know. And why don't they? Romaine comes on the show the last Thursday of the month. Maybe I'll ask him, what challenges would that present? Why can't you be there more?
The idea behind it is so they get back to meeting with their constituents and finding out, meeting with businesses here to see what they need to do. I mean, I'm not saying they can't do that, but they take a big chunk of time off.
Sorry, turn the heat down. Holy cow, the heat's up too high. All right, well, I'll ask Romaine. Speaking of Governor Evers, also yesterday we put out a press release from Governor Evers that says Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers seeks applicants for Rusk County Sheriff. Jeff Wallace is going to be retiring, I think, April 1st. So he'll be seeking someone. Obviously, this is something that I know that he's been thinking about doing or considering for a little while. What are your thoughts about that when you saw that?
Well, Jeff Wallace is a true friend of mine, and I hate to see him go, but I understand he's ready to go. So
when you're ready, you're ready.
Right, you're ready. I'll miss him. He's a great friend, and I don't know who's going to get it over there. It'll be real interesting to see who's putting in for that. And they only get 2 years, a little bit less than 2 years. Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
Well, I talked to Jeff yesterday, and he said, hey, the next time you talk to Fitzy, I said, well, that'll be tomorrow morning. And he goes, you tell him, stop stealing our people. And I'm like,
that is true. I've been stealing a couple of this.
Yeah. Well,
I stole his jail captain.
Yes. And he will I'll always refer to him as Cap. So George Murray was the jail captain. And every county is different in how they communicate with media. And in booking reports for us or the jail bookings report, in Rusk County, it's the jail captain, it's George. So I've gotten to know him, over the years, and that dude is legit. And he said at the end of last year, so a couple weeks ago, I requested something and said, it goes, by the way, January, 3rd will be the last day. And I'm like, what is going on? And so I called him. I'm like, what, are you retiring? And he goes, nah, I'm going to work for Fitzy. So you got a great guy there. I'll always call him Cap. I don't care what his title is. He'll always be Cap to me. But that dude's legit.
So now if you send something, he'll send it to you today. If you need a booking photo, he'll send it to you.
Oh, that's right. You should probably figure out who do I request those from because now he's not there.
Right.
So they'll be losing two great people between Jeff Wallace and obviously with Cap now over in Barron. Who's the chief deputy over there in Rusk?
Phil Graff. Phil is.
Well, I'm assuming the governor's office will probably reach out to the sheriff and just say, do you have anybody we should look at? And I don't know if that's the situation because that's usually kind of somebody that's the quote-unquote front runner if they're interested in the job. I have no idea.
If they're interested. Nobody wants to get elected every 4 years. Do you
think it's going to be difficult to find a sheriff in Rusk?
I think so.
Really?
I think a lot of people want it. It's do they want to do it and take a chance to lose their job in 2 years? So.
Well, the incumbent is much more like, granted, it's not a ton of time, but that does give the person a little bit of a leg up.
It does a huge leg up, I think.
Yeah.
But it's still a risk that if you're in this guaranteed chief deputy role, chief deputies usually make more than sheriffs.
Yeah, they do.
So
yeah.
So do we want to take a pay cut with all the stress? So
yeah, it's a different kind of gig, man.
It is very different.
And being the face of it, right? That's not for everybody. Let's face it. That's tough to do. Well, congratulations to Jeff. He's been a sheriff for 10 years, law enforcement for 28 years. Yeah. I mean, you're losing that experience. And of course, now with Cap going over to you. Yeah, that's, and my understanding was they weren't fully staffed to begin with.
Right.
So, boy.
And they need a jail like you need a jail in Washburn. And so there's that issue. And there's a lot of issues out there.
Oh, Rusk County is dealing with that too?
Rusk County is dealing with that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Where are they in the process? Obviously, it's still discussion
I think the
stage.
same boat you're in. deciding should we build or not build.
Yeah. Well, everybody's just we're gonna send everybody to you, I guess.
Yep. Okay, deal.
You're gonna have to build a bigger jail. It'd be like Northwest Wisconsin jail.
Where are you? Do you know where you're at with your jail? Okay, I'll go with that answer.
Oh my goodness. No, we're just. It is what it is. We're in compliance. We're housing out, I think, in Polk County right now, because to be in compliance, right? From the DOC, and then I guess they give like updated numbers, how much it's costing every month, and that's it. And I think they're still possibly looking at some land to purchase in case they want to build it not just at the current location but somewhere else. But that's it. There's no actual plan. There just isn't. And I'm criticizing our process, and I'm a part of it. But I've literally called the sheriff and said, I feel like we need a plan. Let's own this for a year.
Right.
Let's house out. Let's go through every season, and let's, as a board or a committee, whether it's law enforcement committee, executive committee, the ad hoc committee for the whomever, come up with like a list of 10 metrics that we want you to track. All of these things. So then, in a year from now, that buys us a year's worth of time to figure out other property and et cetera. We'll still be in DOC compliance. It's a drop in the bucket when you look at the overall cost of building a jail. But let's go through the whole season and let's figure this all out. And when I called the board chair and explained this, it was just, we're kind of doing that. Like, yeah, but we're kind of not. So it's just kind of there.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you don't want to put that on taxpayers, but sooner or later you got to do something. You just can't keep it all the same.
Yeah.
So we either got to do it. So
Brian Daniels, good morning. I finally got to watch. Been super busy this year. By the way, Brian had just called, and he said that he would be very happy to continue being our sponsor for 2025 on the show.
There you go. Thanks, Brian.
Yes, no kidding.
Must have hit it big in Vegas last week.
And good morning, Michelle, Wayne Harper, and we're idling right now. There's Brian Melton. Yeah, we're idling right now. That's a very positive way of saying that. That's a lot of nuance right there, Brian.
Well,
nice word.
That's okay, but you gotta sooner or later you gotta make a decision.
I get it.
We're either gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this.
Yeah, or just have a plan for what we're going to do. Instead of
I think you guys are doing okay from a staffing level. I think you guys are back to where you should be for a staffing level. So, I mean, I think that's good. So,
I think that's our approach, Mike, right there. And I'm not kidding. There's actually a little bit of truth to that in terms of my opinion and what I feel like. It's just nobody wants to make that decision, and we don't want to be capricious about it to make a knee-jerk reaction. But this is no longer a knee-jerk reaction, folks. It's been going on for a few years.
Right.
All right, cool. Well, again, congratulations to retirement for Jeff Wallace.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the board, I have an IT meeting tomorrow, and I had asked to get put on the agenda because someone, her name's Linda, she goes to a lot of the meetings, and she's very active and involved, engaged citizen, and does public comments all the time. And she's been asking many times about why can't we have our meetings, streamed somewhere, right? I'm like, we should probably actually talk about that. And we're the IT department or committee. I feel like it should probably start here in terms of what can we do, how can we do it. I'm not a fan of having the committees on there for a whole bunch of reasons. Plus, there's 2 committees happening at once, 2 different rooms. Now you have to have another person running it, or like I'm on recycling, so we meet in Spooner. So how are we going to do that? But just the board meeting itself. Do you guys have? Do you either live stream or have a recording of your board meetings in Barron?
Yeah, we live stream our board meetings.
Just the board?
Just the board meetings, no committee meetings. I agree with you on that. Although I think we're going to talk about that because it's 2025 and some people want to zoom into their committee meetings. It's a cost savings to the county if you don't have to drive and pay mileage. And
you mean the committee members?
The committee members too, and people get they get to watch the committee meetings. So I think they're going to bring up committee meetings again. So we live stream our county board meetings, and we actually allow our members to be part of the meeting, not closed session, but because you don't know who's in the room on a closed session. But we allow our committee meetings or our board meetings to be on Zoom, and our people can take part if they're traveling or something like that.
Interesting. Well, I know we can like remote call in. I've had to do that a couple times where I could just call and be on.
Right.
That's interesting. Now, when you say you live stream it, is there a recording? Because I said I feel like this should be live stream, but then there should be a recording. I talked to Emily Gall, Emily from North of 8. Actually, she just got finished doing Washburn County's new website and new North of 8 did our new website and new logo, and they did a just absolutely brilliant job. But she's on the board over in Burnett County, and I asked her this question yesterday. Do you guys? She said, I believe we just live stream it, but I don't think there's a recording anywhere. I'm like, I feel like there needs to be a recording too.
And once you put it on YouTube, it's always there.
Well, that's just it. And like, how easy is that?
You don't have to record it. It's just a YouTube, and it's always there.
I know.
And so you can watch it. You can watch the public comment. I mean, we set up our boardroom really good in different camera angles and all that. And we had to invest in our boardroom to do that. But that's why I think they're going to think about committee meetings too. I don't know that I'm crazy about committee meetings, especially off-site ones. But
yeah, there's a lot of logistical issues there, but it's a little different for you guys because you're already doing it. Like, we're clearly behind the 8 ball here. We don't even, right? That's kind of where Mike says, I find it hard to believe county board meetings are not live streamed. Exactly, right. What? Spooner schools do this, and it's a great way to keep statistics for. I agree, and I know that I talked to a couple of supervisors about it, and they weren't super loving the idea with this thought that if you're a citizen and you want to go, then you should just go to the meeting. Like, yeah, but 6:30 at night, and maybe they're interested in one agenda item. Not everybody lives in town. It's a half an hour drive. You got kids, or you're on a farm. Like, I can't go and be a part of this, but I would absolutely watch it, right? I mean, I think this would actually get people more active, involved, and engaged in local government. I really do. Plus, it's great transparency.
But we have some younger people. If you look at your county boards, there are people that are self-employed like you, or they're retired, and you can't get the working people because they can't drive from wherever. So if they could just zoom into their committee meetings for half hour, I mean, you might get some younger people that get to join board. I never thought about that. There's some thought behind that. What's the difference if I vote right now online, or we do this show online all the time?
Well, that's true, and we can do it. Yeah. So, good morning, Casey. She's also exactly right. She's a board supervisor, but she is a banking agency. So it's kind of like running her own business. I mean, it was her family's business, but she's kind of, in charge. But yeah, it's hard to find those people. And even the ones, you're 100% right, where it's just simply, boy, it'd be great if I could just call in. That's really interesting. Yeah. Is your board chair full-time, by the way?
He is not. He gets more money, and he attends all the meetings, but he's not full-time.
All right, that's a conversation for another day, because I think that may not be a horrible idea, and make it a full-time job, $40,000 a year, like actual legit, and then all the time. I don't know. It's something to get into. Anyway, Chris Nelson. I think it'll be a long conversation. Hold on a second. Chris Nelson said Polk County does committee and board meetings. It took us a few years to get there. Everything is also then posted on YouTube. I'm going to go look at their Polk County. I don't want to forget. Meetings. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find that and watch it. Patty says last year Barron County discussed committee meetings live streamed and decided not to allow. I'm just wondering, Patty, do you happen to know why? And it's fine if not. They must have a reason. I'm just curious as what that may be. Look, see how much work we're getting done? This is great. Getting all the information I need. I'm going to be so prepared for this IT meeting tomorrow.
Well, to your point, committee meetings are different spots. Like our law enforcement committee meeting is here. They're not all in the boardroom. So waste energy is at the waste energy plant. So it's tough to say all committee meetings because technology isn't everywhere. So
right. And again, if there's a meeting there, then you have to have the equipment and the setup there. Somebody to run it. We don't want to put these on our committee chairs because even though it's technology, let's face it, a lot of our board members aren't younger. I mean, I'm one of the younger board members, and I'm almost 50. So I'm just saying, I don't know how easy that would be for other people to do it. So you probably want an IT person there or somebody that would be in that field. And if you have 3 meetings going on at once and one in your boardroom, another conference room, and another one off-site, a different location, like for you, I'm just saying it could be quite a bit.
We actually vote by computer, so we don't do raise your hand or say yay or nay. We actually vote by computer, so which I like because you don't vote because your buddy votes the same way. So we actually vote. Everybody votes at the exact same second. So
we kind of do that. We have these like little, they're not iPads, just a little digital screen, and then it just comes up and says, all right, yes, no, or abstain, and you just click it.
We used to go around the room and everybody, well, if I wanted to vote no, but 3 people ahead of me voted yes, I'm like, oh, then I'm gonna vote yes because
that's not good.
I love that. I love that.
No. Casey said had to miss a committee meeting this morning because Paul, so her brother Paul works there, and he's a good friend of mine too. Paul being sick at home today. See, there's another great example on how she could have, zoomed in or whatever. Huh.
Yep, we gotta Zoom. It's 2025.
Well, going back real quick to the board chair being full-time. There's a lot that a board chair does, and a lot of them do have other jobs. And it's not their fault, but it's just to get a hold of them and being more active, involved, engaged. I would love it if our board chair was at essentially every single meeting, whether they are there or not, just to, know the pulse of all these things. A lot of the coordination part. I honestly think we don't need 21 board supervisors in a county of 15,000 people. We should probably be around 15, and we could use some of that money to pay for the, board chair. But I think, if you look around, like in Minnesota, in those counties, I can't remember what they're called. Not aldermans, I don't think, but it's
or
something like that. And these are full-time gigs, and there's only like 9 of them. But what I've noticed I don't know how long I've been on board, since April last year. I remember one time Dave Wilson came in to one of our meetings. I don't remember what committee meeting it was. And he was just waiting for another one starting in like half an hour down the hall. He's like, well, as long as I'm here, I'm just going to sit in. And we were talking about something, and he just brought up a conversation that it did have to do with what we're talking about, but it was from a different committee because he was the former board chair. So he knows all of this stuff and how all of these things work together. And we're all like, wait, what? Like, that is such good information to have.
Right.
So I kind of feel like the smaller the number, the more committees you're on, and the more, not necessarily more committees, because some of these committees we can kind of merge. But I think how they all work together. Like, it's so important how they all work together.
Our board chair goes to a lot of our meetings, and he's really good at that. But you got to have the right board chair. If he doesn't, he gets paid more money. He gets paid a set wage. I think it's $8,000 plus mileage. Don't quote me. I don't have any idea.
I think Washburn is around there, like $8,000 or $10,000. Yeah, it's not significantly higher. But that's a big responsibility. I'm just saying.
It's a huge responsibility.
Yeah, and we're paying them less than part-time wages, and it's, I don't know. I feel like, get someone that takes it, that it's full-time.
But
and
you got to be retired.
Well, again, if you go full-time is my point.
Right.
Now you don't have to be retired. Now it's like that is your gig.
Full-time isn't, you might as well get a county administrator then. He might as well go to all of them. Then he makes the decisions and carries the flag.
Well, what are you doing for the next 4 years? Huh?
No. I won't be the county board chair, I tell you that much.
All right. Well, thank you very much for talking about and everyone for chiming in regarding the meetings. Apparently, Washburn is like the only one left that doesn't do this. So, but hopefully we're going to get that rectified. And now that we have a new website, it should be easy to be able to incorporate this. So, all right.
And you understand YouTube.
It's very easy.
Put it on and you do it. I don't understand it. I'm not the IT guy, so.
Yeah, they're very easy. And I suppose you can even, I think Spooner School District, when they do like live just for their concerts, so not talking about meetings, I think they turn the comments off. I don't know why. So, but it's easy to do. I don't know. I guess I really haven't thought about that. Are the meetings that that are on YouTube, are the comments off, or because someone should monitor them? Like, you don't respond to them, but you should monitor them.
I think our comments are off. I've never watched on YouTube, so.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find out because I don't know if there's really a need for that. But I don't know. I don't know why there isn't.
YouTube is the way.
It is the way. All right. Yeah. Well, what else do you have going on? That's all I had. I wanted to make sure I talked about. I didn't have any press releases from you. What's going on?
That's a good thing. 2025 year of no press releases. I don't know. No, I got some. We got to get. Just got some talks this week, and nothing really earth shattering.
I think Molly I thought she had a question. She had messaged yesterday about something, and honestly, I can't remember what it was. Molly, if you have a question, put it in. I can't remember. It was something. Oh, it was something about McDonald's, FBI. That's all I remember. Nothing doesn't ring a bell.
I know a little bit about it, but I don't. It's a Rice Lake PD case. It's not true.
It isn't.
It's not.
How can it be a case and not true?
Well, there was an arrest made, but it wasn't for. They thought someone was on the FBI most wanted list.
Oh, really?
It wasn't. Yeah.
So there you go. Oh, thanks much. That must have been what she was referring to. I love social media.
It could have been true. It was sent out as that way, but it wasn't true.
Oh, I see. See, this is one of those dangers in, as you and I have talked about, like scanner pages or listening to the scanner and taking that as fact. That's just what we know now, right? But that's not what actually, like, you're getting the call to go out, and this is what the dispatch was informed. But you don't really know yet until you're there.
No, I wouldn't think someone from the FBI's most wanted list is in Barron County, but who knows?
Well, we just had that one dude, Abercrombie and Fitch guy that was in Rice Lake. So,
we've had some good stuff.
yeah. You guys got a lot going on down there in Barron. All right, so what do you have coming up this week? What are your plans?
I just got a couple talks. Nothing really. Looking at my schedule here, I don't have a lot going down, so that's
talks
good.
For what?
I got to talk to the men's shed tomorrow. It's for men that are single and they have maybe their wives are deceased or they're widowed or whatever. So they have a little group they put on. We're doing a canine demo tomorrow, and we are. I got another. Why does it keep switching on me? And I got a talk to Rotary on Thursday. So nothing really.
You said major. You're talking to, what was it called? Men's Shed? And then you said a canine demo. That's not the same.
No, it's the canine demo at the Men's Shed.
Okay. And why the canine? What does that mean, a canine demo?
We take our canine dogs and explain it to this group of guys.
Sure.
So we're just doing a canine demo for them.
Wow.
So we just do a canine thing, show them what the dog is, search for some drugs, do some obedience.
From the single men, search drugs in their pockets.
Right.
All right. Men's Shed. I've never heard of that.
It's a new thing. It's a national thing. It's kind of interesting. It just gets men out of the house.
That's really awesome.
It's an ADRC program.
Really? Men's Shed.
They meet monthly just to.
Men's Shed Association. We create high quality experiences that are enjoyed by thousands of our Men's Shed members. Oh my goodness. This is just usmensheds.org. Holy cow. That's awesome. I'd never even heard of it before.
It was brand new to us, mid-year last year, and we started doing it. And our ADRC, we're the best around. So
I've heard second best. Well, actually, at this rate, I don't know. We're a little behind the eight ball on a lot of things, it sounds like. But I don't know about our ADRC. I don't know anything about it. All right, cool. Well, that's all I have. So I guess it's a short show. And when are you going to have your 2024 data?
We should be able to discuss that on the 14th, maybe. Will that be a week? I don't know if we'll get it out in the next week.
Yeah, because I need a little time to be able to, maybe try to create some graphics.
Maybe the 21st then.
Okay.
Because it goes to our law enforcement committee on the 16th. I'll probably send it out next week. That way you'll have a week to look at it.
Okay.
They're still putting it together. It's not done yet.
I can't wait. All right, Mel. Yeah, wishing you a great week as well. Fitzy, thanks so much.
Got any weather?
What's that? Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry. See, I felt like when I put the photo of, Brian and Dirk up, like, all right, I met my quota for Dirk. His screenshot. I forgot. Yes, thank you very much. Here is Dirk Miller's official weather forecast. Highs are in the red up there. Boy, those are pretty low highs. Eesh. Right. And it looks like the nights may be getting just not as cold come the end of the week. No snow.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all, actually.
We're going to get snow on like Thursday.
Not according to Dirk.
According to Dirk.
Partly sunny. Now, it could all change. You just never know. Again, go to Dirk Miller's Facebook page. Actually, if you're on Facebook and you see he's there, just click on his name, and he has more information there. Thank you, Dirk, all the time for creating these things. He sends it to me in the morning. Thank you for doing that. Fitzy, thank you again, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today, see what they can do for you. 715-520-2271. We'll see you all back here next week. So until then, thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.